Hello, and welcome to Intention Ascension. So, I want to talk about forgiveness. All right, so we have that quote. It is all about forgiving and forgetting. And that's not always true. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations with people that we are betrayed by. And betrayal is a really hard one to just let go. And it's one of the deepest cuts that you can possibly get from another human being. And obviously, we can only be truly betrayed by people that we love, people that we care about, people that we've gone the extra mile for, people that we have put our hearts on the line, that we have maybe forgiven multiple times for other things. And it's time to recognize when the forgiveness isn't about them, but it's about us. It's about us being able to let go of the situation that has happened and take our lesson from it and move on. When we look at forgiveness, it is more about freeing ourselves from bondage, freeing ourselves from the power that we allowed people to have over us. But this forgiveness should also be extended to ourselves, because how do we break barriers and how do we move forward in our life if we're constantly replaying the tape backwards, back, and we keep playing it like a revolving door? How do we move forward if we're still continuing to allow our past mistakes to define who we are today? So, getting into self forgiveness allows us to break free from old patterns and the obstacles and barriers that stop us from being able to move forward. We want to be able to look at ourselves when we make mistakes and say, all right, okay, you did that. That wasn't the right answer. But what was your intent in that time? Now, we've all made mistakes where our intent wasn't pure, where actions stem from jealousy, hatred, and not being able to allow another person to be themselves for whatever reason, not offering them the grace that they too are also growing. And sometimes revenge. And I am not big on revenge anymore. But there was a point in time in my life where it was like, oh, you're going to hurt me. Well, I'm going to hurt you too. You're going to do this. Well, I'm going to do that. And it just goes back and forth, right? But now we're at a place, hopefully, if we're not there yet, we're getting there, right? It doesn't come at any specific point in time or any age. It comes from experience and wanting to be free from the bondage that holds us back, from having petty behaviors towards others, or even worse, towards, well, maybe not even worse, but also towards ourselves. Because when we allow our past to define us, we have all these worries and we stunt our own growth. We don't allow ourselves to move forward. So I challenge you to look at some of the things that you have done in the past. And I will use an example of, let's say that you used to steal things and you no longer steal anymore. You recognize that that's not the behavior that you want to have. Maybe you stole because you didn't have money to buy things, or you came from an environment that didn't support you. And so that was your way of getting what it was that you needed. And now you're in a position where you're able to buy them. Or maybe you were stealing because you felt that thrill, that rush, that liveliness of going and getting something and then getting away with it. And so let's say you've deterred all these behaviors, you're no longer engaging in that action anymore. You don't want that to be a part of who you are, but you find yourself in situations where you are questioning, well, does that person trust me? Do they think that I stole from them? Well, I don't want them to leave me alone in their home, because what if something like goes missing and then all of a sudden they think that it's me? Well, those are your opportunities. Those are your chances. You're going to be placed in situations that make you feel like there's a possibility that these other people are feeling or thinking those things about you, but probably aren't, especially if you haven't stolen from them before. That is your own lack of self forgiveness that is holding you back. Or I could even jump into substance abuse. thinking that you're going somewhere. There's this common saying, like, you can't even eat turkey on Thanksgiving after you've been in rehab because the turkey makes you fall asleep and it makes you tired. And then it makes everyone else question whether or not you are using or if you're really just on a turkey drowsiness. And so those are the types of behaviors that I'm talking about, that if we don't go back and forgive ourselves, then we will continue to play those tapes through and we won't allow ourselves to evolve and grow. And we don't want that, because if we have those barriers are there for a reason. They're there for us to overcome them so that way we can break free, because wherever it is that you're going, you need to have those skills. You need to have the confidence in yourself and the worthiness in yourself to be able to know that you are here to push forward, go farther, do more, and nothing's going to hold you back. You move in grace, you walk in grace, you love in grace. I love you guys.